Shalom. Welcome to the House of Cons. Hey, I'm Black Jack. Tribe up. Hey, peace to Lilia in the house. Peace to Quiet Storm Sean in the house. Hey, peace to Uni Big Tree in the house. Salute, tribe up. Peace to y'all for rocking with me on the late night on the Sunday. I know Naga's got to get up in the morning, including myself, but hey, it is what it is. I'm on the late night creep. Got a little something to talk about. So I decided to log on in and hop on. But I hope everybody been doing good. I hope everybody enjoyed their weekend. You know, before we get back to the rat race, you know, trying to get that money, pay these bills and stuff, you know, I get it. But I decided let's have a little conversation. And I titled this one American Aborigine. The full title, The American Aborigine Removed from Dunham, Massey. Salute. Tribe up. And one more look at the thumbnail. We clearly got a Naga in a feathered loincloth. Some would say a feathered skirt, Managa. He's holding something on his head. It's a sundial he has on his head. And we're gonna look at a closer picture. But on this picture we got him with his back turned. You know what I'm saying? As soon as I see those feathered skirts or feathered loincloth, whatever you want to call it, I instantly know what I'm looking at, Managa. Instantly. Because there's only one culture on the planet, on the whole earth plane, that was rocking feathered loincloths. And that's the Tamaricans. Salute. The evidence is all over the ancient depictions. It's on the maps. It's in all kinds of sources. And this is just yet another one. And this monument was removed in 2020 from Dunham, Massey. So I decided, you know what, might as well just report on it. You know what I'm saying? Since they removed the Naga, we're gonna solidify the Naga in the House of Cons. Salute. You know, they want to hide our story, Managa. They want to erase the past, Managa. You know, these folks feel guilty about stuff and they want to hide things, especially that feathered skirt he got on. See, they'll tell you, you know, woke culture and all this here. Yeah, we got to remove this. It's racist. It's about slavery. They make these reasons to remove these types of statues. But the real reason is that it's showing who the Tamarican, who the real American Indian is. He's wearing his cultural garment, Managa. He's got his feathered skirt on. They want to tell you he's an African, but they know someone that's looking from a third eye point of view would know better. They would look at him and they'd see that feathered skirt and right away they say, no, that can't be an African. He has on the Indian skirt. Why would an African have on the Indian skirt? They would say, you can't say he's an African just because he's black. He's not dressed like an African. So we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into this sundial at Dunham, Massey. The Negro sundial, the Naga sundial that they removed. Hey man, y'all hit that like for me, subscribe and share the channel, man. And if you ain't done so yet, do so. And if you want to take it to another level, you want to tribe up with me, join the tribe, going to get a membership, Managa. We've been tribing up, the members growing. You know what I'm saying? We started plotting, planning, strategizing on doing some big things. So you might want to get involved, Managa. But yeah, let's get into it. And also, check us out at www.strictlyformanagas.com. We got new merchandise on deck. And we're going to keep adding merchandise. So check us out. You might see something you like. Salute. So let's get into this Dunham, Massey. And right here, if you look in the Google search, I got Dunham Massey Hall sundial. It's a sundial. They always putting the Naga on the clock, right? They always got the Naga with the time, just like the French bone savage clocks. Just like the French bone savage clocks, Managa. They always got the Naga on the time. I guess they want the Naga to know what's up. They want the Naga to know what time it is. But I think we know what time it is over here. So it's a Dunham Massey Hall sundial. And you get a closer look at the Naga. Let me blow it up some so you can see it a little better. So you get a closer look at the Naga. The Naga looking brilliant with his feathered skirt on, Managa. You know what I'm saying? He's looking He's looking to his right, I would assume, and he's got the sundial on his head. He's telling the time, Managa. So this is just give you an idea what we're looking at. So let's go to the Wikipedia about what the Dunham Massey Hall sundial is. The Dunham Massey Hall sundial is a lead sculpture depicting a kneeling black man, so-called black man, right, holding a sundial. Now see, notice on Wikipedia, they didn't call him an African, they just said a black man, because I think Wikipedia is starting to know better. Holding a sundial on his head. It was created during the early 1700s, Managa, the 18th century. And until 2020, it stood outside Dunham Massey Hall, a stately home in Cheshire, England. So it was in England, Managa. Cheshire, England, Managa. They had the Naga holding the sundial out in front of a stately home, Managa. And it stayed there like 300 plus years, Managa. They say 300 years, possibly longer. They don't even really know who made the thing. Hey, but let's continue. Its subject matter attracted criticism, and in 2020, the National Trust removed it amid the global wave of statue removals connected with the 2020 Black Lives Matter protests in the wake of the murder of George Floyd. It is currently held in storage. Man, it shouldn't be in storage. It should be in the museum. If you're going to remove it from where it stood, at least put it in a museum. I'd argue just put it back where it was at, Managa. Salute. Stop. Naga's got to stop with the woke stuff, being all bitch made, acting like pussies about history. You know what I'm saying? You know what it is. Stop, get out your emotions, and you hide your history, you hide your past, you hide in our story, Managa. It's not African, that's American, it's Tamarican, Managa. Salute. And the evidence was right there in your face. Yeah, the sundial sculpture is a black polychrome cast lead statue. It depicts a life-size kneeling figure of a so-called African. Here we go with the Wikipedia hijack. So-called African man wearing a feathered loincloth. See that? A feathered loincloth. When did Africans wear feathered loincloths, Managas? I've never heard of any African tribe wearing feathered loincloths. Calling this man as an African is a bold-faced lie. It's a bold-faced lie, Managa. Straight up. If you got any history of Africans wearing feathered loincloths, I would love for you to show it. Alright, let's continue. Alright, and holding a stone and brass sundial on his head, the figure's eyes are painted white with blue pupils, and the loincloth is painted blue and green. It dates from the 18th century and has been attributed to, they don't even know. They say it has been attributed to Andres Carpentier from 1677 to 1737. It is thought, they don't know. It is thought that it was cast after a model by Jan van Noest, 1667. I don't even care about the dates. They don't know. They're saying it's thought, which was installed in 1701 in the Privy Garden of Hampton Court Palace. It was probably commissioned by, they don't know. It was thought, it is thought, we attributed it to, man, y'all don't know. It was most likely there longer than you think, longer than the 1700s. The figure is an example of a tradition in Western art history called the Blackamoor. The Blackamoor, Managa. It's called the Blackamoor, right? Not the African, the Blackamoor. Let's see why they called it the Blackamoor. Categorized as a personification of the continent of Africa. Oh, is that so? Is this really the personification of Africa and an anonymous kneeling slave? All right, let's start right there. They're saying it's a Blackamoor, which is categorized as a personification of the continent of Africa, right? And an anonymous kneeling slave. That's what they say. So let's go to Blackamoor. When we look at Google on Blackamoor, and right away, let's look. Let's just slow down for a second. We type Blackamoor in the Google search. Before we even go down the list of what Blackamoor says, look from a third eye point of view, Managa. Don't skip the small print. Read the fine print, Managa. Don't skip things. Don't type Blackamoor on Google and jump right down here. No, start right up here. Images. Then look what's right next to images. Indian. It's right in your face a lot of times, and you might just miss it if you're moving too fast. You type in Blackamoor in Google, the first thing come up is images, then Indians, offensive, meaning, brooch. Indians come up right away, not Africans. They just told us though on Wikipedia that the Blackamoor categorized as a personification of the continent of Africa and is synonymous with a kneeling slave. Well then, why the hell, if that's true, why the hell when you type in Blackamoor on Google, the first thing come up is images, then Indian? Why, Managa? Then the Aboriginal American Negro come up right away in the search of the Blackamoor. I didn't make this, Managa. And then you got all these Naga Indians come right up in the Blackamoor search. So let's get off the hijack talking about Blackamoor as African. I just wanted to prove that point right away before we even stroll forward. A black African. Yeah, right. Right? Let's back the bus up a little more. Let's back up. So we just pointing out the hijack right away, Managa. Gonna point out the hijacks right away. Talking about a Blackamoor comprised personification of Africa. Yeah, right. Personification of America, Managa. Especially with feathers on. Let's look even further. Let's go back. Let's go back and look at what this says. Date 1735. They don't know. They don't know. It was thought of. It was attributed to. It was presumed. A sundial born by a life-size kneeling figure of an African. Yeah, right. Of a Tamarican, Managa. Feathered up. Of a Tamarican, Managa. We know all these European nations. We know what they was dealing in the 17, 16, 1500s. They was dealing in America, Managa. Summary. Painted lead sundial born by a life-size kneeling figure of a so-called African, which we know is really an American Indian, attributed to Andres, right? They say a cast lead figure in his shin and playing with the proper left, blah blah blah. The figure is nude, save for a feathered loincloth, painted blue and green. They say he's almost nude except for that feathered loincloth, Managa. Right? They call him an African though, right? So why, if that's the case, why though when we look at Sagasta Indians and when we look at the hijack, when we look at the fake ones, they tell us right away Sagasta Indian, right? When we look at the fake ones, and what do we have here? The feathered loincloth, and then they got a European skirt on underneath it, right? They got like a slip on underneath theirs, right? And you can see it's clearly the Europeans trying to be us, the hijack, right? Oh, it's Indian when it's them, but it's African when we got the feathers on. Just like in that just like in this fake personification of America that they whitewash. Oh, it's an Indian with the feathers like this, long as they white and the feathers up. But as soon as it's a Naga, all of a sudden it's an African. Oh man, y'all hitting us with the double talk. Oh, so this is supposed to be the personification of America, the feathered loincloth. But somehow you want to tell us he's an African? You want to tell us he's an African, Managa? Man, it's just becoming easier by the day to point out the bullshit. It's become easier and easier by the day. Your skin, you wear the same feathered loincloth, and the melanin in your skin automatically make them call you an African. But minus that melanin, and tell you, yeah, that's an American Indian. They ain't looking at your feathered loincloth, they looking straight at your skin color. They with the outer Africa theory, Managa. It's like this fake ass whitewash Jamaica coat of arms. Oh, they Indians long as they white, same feathered loincloth. Or they want to tell you they Tainos. Oh, but when it's the Naga, somehow he's African. Even though we've never seen Africans dressed like this ever. There's no historical evidence of Africans being dressed like this ever. Never. Show me an African tribe that wears feathered loincloths. It does not exist. This guy is not an African. He's an American Indian. He's a Tamarican. And even when we look at the real allegories of America, the personifications, when the colonizer came with their manifest destiny, and they brought Becky, and we still see the consistency of the feathered loincloth with the American Indian feathers up on his headdress, and he's also knockered up, nappy head. We see this. It's consistent. It's consistent. It is consistent with this kneeling blackamoor. It's very consistent that they're telling you, oh nah, that's that right there. They're telling you, nah, this is supposed to be an African. Oh yeah, supposed to be an African, right? That's a goddamn lie. This is not an African. He's very consistent with the Indian, the American Indian on the continent to allegory of America. With his bow and arrow, Managa. His feathered loincloth, Managa. He's black as all outdoors, Managa. It's very consistent. You know what's inconsistent? This is what's inconsistent, Managa. Yeah, Managa. Right in your face. And it's funny because, you know, anytime we gather these images and we point them out, whether they like the ones that's on this large painting up here at the top of my wall, the first thing they want to tell you, oh, those are Africans. They looking straight at their skin color and say those are Africans. They disregarding the feathered loincloths. They disregarding the feathered war bonnets. They disregarding all that, the feathered crowns. When there's never any record of any African civilization wearing feathered crowns and feathered skirts. And I'm gonna show you something else. I'm gonna show you how they proceeded with the full hijack of the American Indian. How they whitewashed them and destroyed them and started calling you an African. And started calling you an African and stole your land. Hijacked your title, gave it to somebody else, said the Indian a red man now. The Indian a Eurasian, European mix. Stole your title. So, and they started calling you an African. Now, if you ever heard of the Royal African Company, this was a slave trading company, right? But it wasn't slave trading Africans. It was slave trading American Indians. Salute. You big dummy. And we're gonna prove it, because when we go right here to Wikipedia, I know all about the so-called Royal African Company. This is the flagship company that which under all these different colonizers was trading American Indians. And they're telling the Royal African Company was an established English trading company, slave trading company, established up in 1660 by the House of Stuart in the city of London. Merchants to trade along the West African coast. See, that's a lie. The West African coast. It was overseen by the Duke of York. But well, let's see what they will see. See, they got the fake slave ship, Atlantic slave trade. So we know they're dealing in America, right? We done read all the history of all the Indian tribes being enslaved and how they was Negroes, including the Pequots, the Caribs, and others, the Natchez Indians, and so many more. But they want to sit here. This is how all of this, just like they lying about those feathered loincloths. They telling these African. See, all this is by design, man. These people got a lot invested in this. They got so many people brainwashed. This lie runs deep. That's why we just walked through and did that whole discussion we did in the intro, pointing out how there's no African tribes that wear feathered loincloths. And we pointed out how when the whitewashed Indians got on the loincloths, right away, those Indians. But as soon as the Naga got on, you somehow an African. And that right now we on the Royal African Company, who we know we was dealing with the Atlantic slave trade, right? What they say the transatlantic slave trade, which we know was just trading American Naga Indians, Negro Indians, right? We done read the history. Why on their coat of arms, on their logo, why do they have two American Indians and not Africans? Salute. You big dummy. If this is the Royal African Company, why are there two Tamaricans on the coat of arms with his arrow, his feathered loincloth, his feathers up, and his pearl necklace? These are clearly not Africans. I've never seen an African tribe dressed in this fashion, never. And why do they match? Bingo. Why do they match the Nagas on the maps, on the American maps? Why do they match? Why do the Nagas on the coat of arms of the Royal African Slave Trading Company, who we know was trading Negro Indians, why does their coat of arms match the description of the ancient Tamaricon? Why? It's all part of the hijack, my Naga. You big dummy. Fool you. It's all part of the hijack. It's a lot of lies going on. What you thought was what they told you was west, Hebrew east. Cardinal direction. They flipped your map. They did a whole lot of lies to you, to disorient you, to confuse you, get you in a state of confusion. You don't know left from right, up from down, my Naga. They renamed lands, my Naga, all kind of stuff. You gotta understand, the hijack is very deep, my Naga. It's so deep, the average person won't even believe you. They got Tamaricons on the Royal African. Let's read some more about the Royal African. We know they're gonna hijack and say Africa, but let's continue. We know they're talking about us though. Background, let's go to the background. In the 17th century, the 1600s, where was Britain at in the 1600s? Somebody hit me in the chat and let me know where was British operating at in the 1600s. Where the hell was Britain at? Somewhere in the 13 colonies? In the 17th century, the settlements on the west coast of Africa, man, all this is lies. Though they had an important trade of their own in gold and ivory, existed chiefly for the supply of slaves to the West Indian Americas. See, they know it's dealing with America. Salute Teacher Trooper 7 in the house, Tribe up. We got the members in the house. We're popping out 2 shots. Teacher Trooper 7. You know what I'm saying? But they won now. Salute. Tribe up. They leave right out of Africa and go to talk to the West Indies in America. This is becoming hilarious to me, man. They put 2 American Indians on the royal coat of arms for the Royal African Company, the slaving company that was slaving in America. I mean, it's just hilarious, man. It's just hilarious, man. It's funny, man. Cause he dressed. I swear, why is he okay? These is Africans. Why they dress the same way as on the coat of arms of Jamaica? The white people, huh? Why the whitewashed coat of arms dress the same way? See, they paint yourself in the corner, Managa. See, if I was an investigator, or if I was a detective, and you was in there on the old murder charge, I got you right now. You and I done push you in the corner. I'm playing chess, and you playing checkers. And you done told me them was Africans, and then I go back and saying, well, what's this then? Big dummy. You know you done fucked up now, right? I said, oh yeah, them Africans. I said, oh, the Royal African Company, huh? You slaving, huh? Oh, these Africans? Oh, them Africans, huh? Oh, what the hell is this then? Big dummy. Oh shit. What a coinky thing. We got a big problem here. If these, okay then, well, let's twist it another way. If these is Africans, then these got to be Africans too, right? They dress the same way. Salute. You big dummy. So you got to go with one or the other. If you're gonna say them was Africans on the Royal African Companies, then we gotta assume that these Africans too right here, they is dressed exactly the same way. So if these are Africans right here, then these got to be Africans. Or if you're gonna tell me these is Taino, and these Native Americans, these is American Indians, Aborigines, when we know you just whitewashed it, when you gonna tell me that, then you're gonna have to tell me the same thing about this. You ain't gonna get to pick and choose talking about what somebody's skin color is. You're not gonna get to pick and choose and say, okay, the black ones, they from Africa and they dress the same damn way. And you're gonna turn around and say, okay, these ones though, they're American Indians. No, we're not playing those games. You're not gonna get to say this is an American Indian with the feathers on because he pale white as snow. Who the hell she gonna call the pale face? If anything, she's getting called the pale face. You gonna turn around and tell me this is an African? You can't do that. That's an inconsistency. You, if in the court of law, this does not stand. Salute 203 Low Gang in the house, Tribe Up. Hey, Booker T, the Aborigine in the house. Salute, Tribe Up, Tribe Up. I mean, I'm gonna let a liar keep painting themselves in the corner every time. And I'm gonna keep knocking their ass across the head with the fact that they ain't gonna be able to dispute. They ain't gonna be able to back their way out this corner. So what, this an African slave too? If this an African slave right here with a sundial on his head, then by default, from this feathered loincloth, the way he's dressed, this would automatically have to be an African slave too. But you gonna turn around and tell me this the allegory of America? And when we know the American Indians called the colonizers a pale face, it was like you calling nobody a pale face or a redneck or a red man looking like this. Yeah, the cigar store, yeah, you an Indian if you got the feathers on. You a blackamoor though if you a Naga. It's alright though. You wanna rob the Naga of his title. It's alright though. Because like I say, we just keep connecting dots from the third eye point of view. As soon as we type in blackamoor, we go to images, next thing come up is Indian. So we already know. Call us whatever you may. We know the vanished American, Aboriginal American Negro, the Native American blackamoor. We know who we are. You ain't gonna fool with us. You just gonna keep tying your own self up, putting yourself in the corner, painting yourself in the corner. Native American Managa, Native American blackamoor. Oh, he got his feathers on, Managa. What a coinky dink. It's like his brother right here. Like he'll be like, hey bro, what you carrying around that sundial for your head for, bro? You say, bro, I'm just chilling. You over there bopping with the tambourines or the cymbals or whatever that is you bopping with. Keep on bopping, bro. That's like what they gonna say. Look at that, 2 American Indians. Stop the lies. Stop the African out of slavery lies. All the lies. We know you really enslaved the American Indians. We know what happened. You divided, conquered, you enslaved and stole. The proof is out there. You can't hide it. You want to teach the little nigglets all about your colonizers.
Darkness, everybody, darkness is ready.
It's hilarious, man. Take the African royal court. It's clear. It's clear, Managa. As a matter of fact, since they want to put this here, let's dig a little deeper before we shut the show out. Let's just do a little bonus round. Let's just type in African coat of arms. Let's see what we get. Alright, this look more like it. Look at the shield. This is their culture. Salute to the real Africans in the house. Salute to the real Africans. Yeah, that looks more correct right there. Let's see what else. The coloring looks correct. The greens, the reds, the black. Not red, white, and blue. Not red, white, and blue. That's not African. There's a lot of red, white, and blue up in here. That's American, man. They not fooling me, man. These people stupid, man. These people stupid, man. They think people this slow, man. They don't think you've been brainwashed that well where you just gonna miss stuff. I'm telling y'all, man, I don't be missing stuff, man. I don't be missing like look at that. Light and darkness. Look at that. Light and darkness, Managa.
Darkness, everybody, darkness.
British Africa. No feathered loincloths. Notice, right? No feathered loincloths, Managa. Let's see any more they got people on them. Let's see if we got any more. Right. They got the lion on it, you know. They got the phoenix on theirs. Let me see. South African coat of arms, Asian coat of arms. Let me see the. All right. Let's look at some of the personifications of Africa. The Africans should start speaking up, man, when they start trying to put cultures on y'all that ain't y'all. You true Africans, y'all need to check them. Y'all need to say, man, Nagas over here wasn't rocking no feathers. Say that wasn't us. Say we Africans. Y'all need to step up like that. The real Africans, stop letting these colonizers and white folks and fake Nagas try to say y'all who y'all wasn't, or try to say people that ain't y'all is y'all. Y'all ought to be feeling disrespected by that. Let's see, personification. I don't see a feathered up personification yet. What's this? Let's see. Those feathers sitting on the lion. I can't really tell if those feathers or what that is. No, I doubt it, because look at the shit. That's something similar to what's on the Nazi. Well, yeah, those are feathers. Those are feathers they got on this one, but it's still not a feathered loincloth. This is like a feathered girdle, and this is a feather, like American Indians was not wearing this. No feather, like a stocking almost. All right, let's see, what's this? They got a feathered loincloth on, but look, it's still much different. Look at the top. And like, and even when I see these, all right, we looking at these statuettes when they showing feathers on these supposed to be Africans, right? But where are the real tribes with them? Salute. You still can't show me a real picture of authentic African wearing feather skirts or any feather loincloth. So even looking at these, I'm still not sold on any of that. I have never seen an African tribe wearing feathered loincloths, Managa. See, holding a parrot, Managa, this looks more like an American Indian style. And they call them the African. Even some of this stuff, these could possibly be American Indians that they just calling Africans because they Nagas. Especially when I see one holding a parrot, Managa. See what else they got here. Personification of Africa. See, even in the paintings, where they paintings of the Africans feathered up at? Don't exist, Managa. Don't exist. Does not exist. Look at all these look at all these white people that come up when you look up the personification of Africa. Look at all this that's coming up. Against this Africa right here. Still no feathered loincloths. See, so I'm not convinced, especially when I ain't gotta look hard to find the American Naga feathers up with the loincloths. I mean, I can pull up 1,000 images right now that show the Tamari Khan feathered up loincloth. It ain't no debate. Feathered skirt. It ain't no debate. Thousands of images, but I gotta struggle to find one African. And then I don't trust the image they show you then. Personification of America. Indigenous North America, Managa. Personification of America, Managa. This looked like the one that we were just looking at holding the parrot that had the cloth on the top, man. See, that's what I'm saying, man. These people is liars, Managa. It ain't hard to find the Naga, the American Naga, Turtle Island, Turtle West all day. American Aborigine, Managa. Aboriginal American, Managa. Feathered skirt, Managa. Black as fuck, that Naga black as fuck.
Darkness, everybody, everyone. Darkness is ready.
See, ZV say they still tribing up like they was tribing up in the ancient days of Africa, and they still is. They ain't dressing like how American Nagas is. They see you got some of them, they still tried up. See these here, look, feathered loincloth. American Nagas. American Nagas. See, here go an African. But then I would assume, then I'm not sure though at the same time. I'm not sure. That machete he's carrying making me think African. That look like that style of weaponry looks like possibly some African, North African style weaponry. Yeah, man. See, I always look from a third eye point of view, monogamy. I don't believe everything I read. I read it anyway. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe everything I read, but I read it anyway, and then I try to look for if I feel like they lying, I try to look for the lie. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm checking out everything. You know what I'm saying? I ain't just like, oh, this source right here is 100%, 1000% with facts. No, bring it anyway. Even if the source got fiction in it, we gonna just point it out. It's just more evidence. I don't see all in the court of law. Evidence is evidence. Good evidence and bad evidence is all evidence. You know what I'm saying? The motherfucker line, bring that shit and put it on the table. It's all evidence. You can't say you ain't gonna go to the court of law and ain't nothing but the truth getting brought out. Cause if that was the case, what would we be there for? So we in the court of Naga law right now, Naga history law. We bringing all evidence on the table, the lies, the truth, and we decipher. We fine tooth combing through all of it, and we gonna get to the bottom of things. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you and the Big Tree say that dude was South American. Yeah, I seen some sources say he was South American. I'm gonna go back to it. And then I seen other sources say he was an African. That's why I say I'm not sure. See, it's hijacked on here, so we don't know. He could be a Tamarican. He could be an African. I don't know. Like, even on the source right here, see, look. It say, let me scroll it up. It say Native American of Brazil by John Baptiste Debret. We know about John Baptiste Debret was painting nothing but American Indians, or nothing but Nagas in South America, so in Brazil. So that's possibly true if this is actually that picture. But I saw the same picture somewhere else that it had another description saying somebody else painted it, and they said trying to say it was an African. And see, yeah, like I say, that could just be somebody trying to hijack, that could be the cover up. The cover up is deep, y'all. It's so much evidence showing what the truth is that these people is working hard every day trying to cover it up. That's what I don't understand about this. The cover up is real, man. But yeah, y'all go check that article out though about the Dunham Massey Dunham Massey statue. Check that one out. The Dunham Massey sundial statue. They don't remove that knocker. They removed that knocker 3 years ago in 2020. Hide the knocker. Like I say, they ain't think about how racist people is. You think they really care about some woke people talking about their feelings hurt because they seeing that? Hell no, they don't care. Matter of fact, they probably enjoy that shit if it's hurting their feelings. They got some shit that's fucking with a Naga mind, and them folks enjoying that. So you know that's not the reason they removed it. They removed it because he got on the felter skirt. You big dummy. And they said, oh snap, we got to get rid of that one. That's why I keep documenting them. So even if they try to get rid of all of them, it's all right. I'm gonna just keep documenting them. So even when like 10 years from now go by and they done try to remove all the tenement statues, trying to hide all the Sagasto Indians, trying to hide all the Bone Savage clocks,
Et l'Amérique négrée sauvage.
It's gonna be all right. I'm gonna be documented anyway. I ain't even mad. I'm Blackjack, this House of Cons, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. I'll see y'all next time. Respect my house, so we'll let the door not hit your ass, with the most high split your ass. And we out. Peace.